This is podcasting.
I'm your host, Macsrebo.
And I am your mother,
Jennifer, a.k.a.
Macsrebo's mom.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Mike to the Macsrebo. Today, I'm beyond excited to be joined by one of my favorite people, Vanessa Marshall. You know her as the voice of Hera Syndulla, and she recently returned to Star Wars as Rook Kast in Maul Shadow Lord. She's also one of the hosts of the new Pod Rebellion podcast. Vanessa, thank you so much for being here. It means the world to me. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy that we could do this. I'm so grateful, and it's wonderful to see you. I miss you so much. I haven't seen you in forever and ever, and I can't wait to see tons of you very, very soon.
Yeah.
I know.
Starting today.
Starting today.
Yeah.
I know. Feels like old times. You know, thank you so much, first off, to Lucasfilm for giving us this opportunity. And thank you, Vanessa, because your time is precious. You have been quite busy on the circuit with the convention scene, with your Maul Shadow Lord cast. And you also have this, as Mackenzie mentioned, this Pod of Rebellion podcast that is up and running. So thank you for making the time for us today.
Absolutely. I love you. And I can't wait to have meals with you and we can hang out and do all sorts of fun things very, very soon.
Yeah.
That's great.
Well,
speaking of the Pod of Rebellion,
speaking
right?
of Pod Rebellion, there are a lot of Star Wars podcasts, but Pod Rebellion feels different because it's the people who brought these characters to life telling the stories. Who came up with the idea and what was your first reaction?
Well, we were at a Comic-Con called UWU in Arizona, and we were all sitting around, and there's a podcast for Avatar, and we were talking to one of the actors. Dante is in the podcast. He was a guest on our show as well, but he said, "Why don't you guys have a Star Wars Rebels podcast?" And I said, that's a great idea. I have no idea. And I said, well, you know what? I have a friend who works at iHeart. Let me give her a call and see if she thinks that this would, be a good fit, or, who knows. And it turns out that it was. And so we put the whole thing together, and I'm so grateful that we did. And it's been so much fun to reminisce and, go through each episode and then have special feature episodes with different people. We're working on getting Lars Thrawn himself to come on. So there's going to be a lot of really cool guests up and coming, but it was wonderful to have Ashley and to have Dee Bradley Baker and James Arnold Taylor and, of course, Steve Bloom and Dante. And, we've had all kinds of really incredible guests that have contributed and sort of shared their experience. Keone is another. Sato, he's absolutely amazing. Anyway, and so it continues, and we hope to do live events and all sorts of fun things in the future. We're hoping to bring a video aspect to it. iHeart only had us do sort of sound, but we've been videotaping all of the podcasts as we do them anyway, so we want to release the video version of it, and we're working on that and some other really cool video content. I'm hoping to go up to Skywalker Ranch and interview some of the people behind the scenes, and hopefully we'll be able to offer that up for people so we can celebrate everybody involved.
Nice.
That's amazing, right?
Yeah.
Because you see some of the clips on Instagram. So you can see some of the videos, but when we're listening, like you mentioned, it's just purely the audio. So to actually see that you have video footage that's in the works, that'd be super exciting.
Yeah, because on this podcast that we do, I have a lot of props that I show, and it's really hard because we listen to the Pod Rebellion like in the car driving to
Anywhere,
places,
right?
And sometimes when I listen, I don't really see the props that I show because we listen to our podcast.
Right.
Sure,
And just not being able to visualize.
Yeah.
So that'd be neat to see, but have the extra guests. Keone, I believe, is going to be a guest at Kineticon.
Fantastic. Yeah, he's such an incredible man. Honestly, I would rush to go meet him. He's very, very cool, and such a generous spirit, and so well spoken, and he's so dignified. I mean, there's no one greater. He's amazing. Yeah.
Yes, it seems like all the people involved in Star Wars are quite special, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So
Definitely.
speaking of Star Wars here.
Yeah, you spent years bringing hope to the galaxy as Hera, and now you're returned to the darker side of Star Wars with Rook Kast. What excited you most about getting to revisit her in Maul Shadow Lord?
Well, it's always wonderful to have a job, so there's that. But also, I have such a deep friendship with Sam Witwer that I was really excited about how easy it would be to be loyal and sort of his second in command. That would be just so much fun to explore, and indeed it was. He's such an incredible, generous, professional actor. He really gave of his time, and he would show up for free just to read with other people and make sure that they felt comfortable and seen and heard. And not a lot of people are built that way. But I also was curious in terms of Rook's allegiance to him, to explore how that bears out. I mean, unfortunately, spoiler alert, some stuff happens. So, you can't explore for very long, but when I did, what I really appreciated is that she is the one person who can tell him the truth of what she sees and not get beheaded, and that he listens to her. So that kind of friendship, where the person who truly loves you tells you the things that you may not want to hear, she's able to have those kind of hard talks with him, and I don't think anyone else can. So that was interesting to explore.
You're talking about the relationship with Maul.
Yeah, Rook was fiercely loyal to Maul. Do you think that loyalty came from respect, fear, or something else?
Well, I think the traditional Mandalorian code of combat, which dictates that the winner of a duel rightfully claims leadership. I think when Maul previously challenged the Death Watch leader, Pre Vizsla, and ended up executing him with the Darksaber, I think that Rook, just pledged her allegiance to him right away. I know Bo-Katan did not, and saw Maul as an outsider, but I think Rook and her, Gar Saxon and that whole clique of Mandalorians, they took the trial by combat thing over heritage. So I think that's how that happened. But that is exactly what I wanted to explore, because that's so unique and interesting. And the Mandalorian code is so strict in terms of loyalty and all of that, that it's fascinating to me that it's sort of splintered, even though they have such a strict code, that there could be like different factions within. Obviously, we've seen them in the comic books and stuff like that, but it was fun to get a closer look. They value education, armor, self-defense, your tribe, your community, upholding the language, and then, rallying to whichever leader. But it's just interesting that within those parameters, Rook is able to make her choice and Bo-Katan makes hers. So anyway, all that stuff is just so yummy to think about, and it was fun to play with all that with Sam and everyone else who was involved. They were so funny and so talented. Honestly, it was an incredible experience.
It's quite a crew, right? But
Yeah.
you bring so much to the table, and like you said, you're well versed to know the lore and the backstory behind those Mandalorians, because you see that even in the newer Disney Plus series, where you have Mando Din Djarin, to remove a helmet. There's all these different rules that certain factions, like you said, will have to follow. So it's very interesting on what they choose and how what means most to them.
Yeah.
Right.
Now Vanessa was talking about Sam Witwer.
Yeah,
and
Sam
I know
Witwer has said he eats Granny Smith apples, which are my favorite, before recording Maul. Do you have any tricks or warm-ups that help you get into a character's voice?
Not really. I rewatched the Clone Wars like 400 times to really just take it all in and care as much as I possibly could about every element of the backstory. I also read the scripts on the treadmill, and I feel like I get the words in my body, and then I just show up, and they seem to spill out of me in a more authentic way, because they're I've run them through my biology, if you will. So I find that helps me stay grounded and feel more true to each word that is on the page. But the Granny Smith apple, I think, because he's so close to the microphone, sometimes there's mouth noise, like that. And the Granny Smith apple makes that go away immediately. So
I should do that like before I do a podcast.
yes,
I always go so close to the mic, and then sometimes I have to back up.
Yeah, the Granny Smith apple to get rid of all that.
You're gonna hit the treadmill. We're gonna put you on. Start practicing. Become the podcaster. Think of all these questions, and it will come through to you. Full body.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
Thanks for the tip.
I am the podcaster.
You are. You're the best.
The force is with me.
I'm under the pod. The cast is with me.
Yes.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
awesome.
That leads us into thinking about all these different voices that Vanessa.
You've voiced so many incredible characters throughout your career. Is there one voice you've created that fans are always surprised it was actually you?
Well, one I would say is Ruth Bader Ginsburg in, oh my God, I think it's Rick and Morty. Yeah, it was in Rick and Morty. And then Shiva in Mortal Kombat. For the Shokan. I say that sentence, and 9 out of 10 people who play Mortal Kombat will go, oh, what? Like, they can't believe it. But a lot of people are like, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, really? Yeah, and in fact, when we were at Fan Expo Philly, I believe it was Ruth Bader Ginsburg's granddaughter, I'm not sure, came up to me, and I have the picture from Rick and Morty, and she was like, what? That's my grandmother. What? I was like, oh, what? So she became the celebrity in that moment. I was like, oh my God,
That's wild.
But the episode is kind of strange. Like, it takes place on a train, and they're hallucinating, and it's, I don't know if it's safe for work, but anyway, yeah, no one really spotted me for Ruth Bader Ginsburg, but that's the fun of it, I guess. Yeah.
Interesting. Actually, you saw there was a silhouette when we were vacationing, and she was one of the Supreme Court justices that was in the silhouette for you. So look at that. Now every time we see Ruth, we're going to think of Vanessa.
Yes. Yeah, I have a keychain with her on it. So my homage. Yay.
We were speaking of, these experiences here.
Before we met in person, we connected on a live stream with a group of Hera cosplayers. It showed me that Hera brings people together. What does it mean to you to see your character create friendships that go far beyond Star Wars?
Wow, that's a wonderful question. It means everything to me, and it's so funny because I feel so close to all the Heras. We're all on Instagram DMing each other. It's so much fun to stay connected, and it's just, I think what Hera stands for in terms of doing the right thing and being kind and helping people who can't help themselves, or standing up for people who sort of need that support. I feel like they're sort of like-minded humans, men, women, non-binary individuals that really can identify with those goals, and it even transcends gender in a way, and that's just so beautiful because the bond is real. I mean, Sam Syndulla is my ride or die. Like, I mean, I'll know her for the rest of my life. I hope to. She's so amazing, and it started with her, and then it just sort of trickled down, and she's in charge of the Instagram DM chain with all of us on it, and it's just so wonderful. I've really enjoyed connecting with everyone who cares about her values. So it just feels like new chosen family. Every time I go to a convention, I meet someone new, and I put them on the chain with all of us. So it's inclusive, it's diverse, and I love that.
It's connecting everyone from around the world, you know.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes because my Instagram got shut down, and I feel like those Heras help rebuild my new account.
That's great. That's
And we're all
wonderful.
one Spectre. That's why the group's called Spectre too.
Yes.
And it's so great because the sense of community, like you said, it's the Star Wars family.
Yeah.
And when we could have thrown in the towel, you were the one who was the voice of reason, Mackenzie, and you were like, but you have a sense of belonging. So that means the world to us to be able we're so thankful for Sam to connect us with not only you, but with so many people, and just that common bond. And it goes so much further than just Star Wars, and just the helpful tips that you get from one another, right?
Yeah.
It's like they're there for you. You have people in your corner. So
Yeah, like
pretty
the
amazing.
season 4 lipstick is some Clinique shade. I love that. It's so funny.
Yeah.
It's a different color.
It is.
Yeah.
You had mentioned about Philadelphia, so I know that this is a very important part of your story with Vanessa.
Yeah, one of my favorite memories is when you brought me on stage and said I was a real life Hera. It's something I'll never forget. It's also my profile pic on Instagram.
I remember that moment. I love it.
Yeah, what does being a real life Hera mean to you?
Well, as a woman who doesn't have any kids, it allows me to have a million kids. and it's so wonderful because I really do feel like a space mom to so many different people. And it's great how the universe blessed me with this opportunity to connect with kids in a way that, like, no, I may not like drive kids to school or take them to soccer practice or pack their lunches or whatever else, but I definitely make sure y'all are going to be okay at a con, or, how's your blood sugar? I've got everything in my purse for you. Like, I don't know. It's just, it's a great way for me to experience that kind of unconditional love, but just in a different capacity. And it's instant, and it's genuine, and it's not, it's not an affectation or performative or anything like that. It's just, I genuinely care, and I'm so grateful. And I'm blown away by, first of all, how much you've grown up. It's so incredible. You like, from this little girl. Oh my gosh. Not that you're like 40, but you've come a long way, and I've been here to witness it, and I'm so grateful. And I hope to see your growth continue, and you're just such a wonderful person, and it's just incredible to see all that you've done, what you've built. I mean, look at your background. Like, you're really doing something so special, and
we have more.
Yeah, I'm so glad. But you're leading the way for other women and girls, and giving us permission to find our way and find our voice and own our power, and and celebrate what we really love and enjoy. Here we are. But it takes discipline to follow through on action, and I've just watched you time and time again, like, really honor your passion, and you're a wonderful example. So you really are a real life Hera.
Well, thank you.
And that means a girl becoming as your parent here to know that it's not just us that recognize this.
Oh yeah.
And, I never would have imagined that we're here today and doing something like a podcast. So
And when Vanessa was saying that, I thought you were going to cry for a second.
It did bring me to tears, because it is emotional to see this impact. And, for those who may not know, that Star Wars, it's for Mackenzie, it is truly a passion.
Yeah.
And for the children her age, it's not really in the in-crowd thing, but she stays true to herself. And I just hope that she continues to forge her own path and continues to follow her heart. And I think it's easier to do because of the fact that she has a support system in place, not just my husband, myself, and the family, but people like yourself, and those that she's connected with at these conventions. It means so much, and I think that's what gives you that courage to continue forward and move ahead. And it's really touching. So I am getting a little choked up about that.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I had my Twitch stream for a really long time. It was a lot of work. It took a lot of dedication.
Oh, we know,
Oh
right?
yeah,
And
we have.
hey, what's up?
Yeah,
Oh, look at
no.
that.
Bring the mullet.
Oh my gosh.
We did that.
Man, did we
We
have
also,
fun or what?
No, you
Yeah.
know.
yeah, we also have
Well,
Millowig, so every
yeah.
time when you had the stream, we just like put them on and watch.
Yeah, I love the mullet wigs. I loved how everyone played along, especially Randy. I found a picture of Randy, my tech guy with with a mullet on. It was just so great. But I also loved supporting different women's charities, the AAPI Women Lead, Step Up Women's Network, Black Girls Code, and with some of the more military games, supporting the Wounded Warrior Project and supporting StackUp.org. For people who don't know, StackUp.org is an incredible nonprofit that prevents veteran suicide through gaming. And they're doing wonderful work. They have a house here in Los Angeles where they invite unhoused veterans to come and wash their clothes and get a good bite to eat and play some video games. And they send they ship out PlayStations and consoles and games to people who are stationed all over the world to help them get through.
Wow.
And so anyway, it took a lot of work and a lot of dedication. I felt it was a worthwhile cause. Unfortunately, the actor strike came along and I had to, in order to abide by strike rules, I had to shut it down, and I'm trying to figure out how to get it going again. But I can deeply appreciate how much weekly effort goes into setting up stuff. I mean, I'm still doing it with the podcast, I would suppose. Like, it's very similar because we have to get the guests and, to carve out that special time. And Tia and Taylor are doing so well. Tia, in that new Nicole Kidman show, oh my gosh, my brain is blanking. It begins with Scarpetta. Tia's in that Amazon Prime show, Scarpetta. I believe it's Amazon Prime. I think so. Yeah. Anyway, but and Taylor's doing all kinds of movies and this and that. So sometimes it's hard to wrangle everybody, but again, it's worth the effort because we love it. And so I just have watched you consistently pursue your passion, and your cosplay is like epic. It's so good. Always on point.
Have a surprise,
Yeah, we
right?
have a
Oh, it's
surprise. So I'm a part of the Galactic Academy, which is a group for young kids to do what like the Piper First, the Rebel, and the Lightsaber Girl do. And so
Our first
we're young.
official.
Yeah, and this is my first official card as Hera.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I also do another cosplay, which is Mechanic Ahsoka, which we have to get a card for. But yeah, the first
That's
one, yeah.
amazing. That's
One of the first
amazing.
to actually see this card.
Well,
out.
I hope you can hand it to me the next time I see you. I'm so sorry I couldn't go to Kineticon. I know we were all going to hang out this weekend. I'm dealing with a family medical situation that requires me to be here. So very sadly, I'm not able to go. It breaks my heart. But, just trying
You're
to
here now.
stay strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Right.
here now, which is fine. But better would be having dinner and you signing that card for me. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Yeah, there are other events coming up, so I will see you Rebel ScumCon. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm catching up
Yay.
on days.
I know that's-
Yeah.
Actually, you have a surprise cosplay that you'll be revealing
Oh,
at Rebel
yeah.
ScumCon.
Oh, really?
It's a Twilight.
Twilight.
Ooh.
Twilight.
You want to go to Twilight?
Uh-huh.
Team Jacob or Team Edward?
Right, exactly.
Twilight, right?
Yeah.
So
That's
a little hint
great.
for you.
Yeah.
I'm
We can't wait
excited.
to be reunited,
Yes.
right?
So there's Rebel ScumCon in Dallas, Fan Expo Chicago, Fan Expo Canada, then Fan Expo Dallas, then GalaxyCon St. Louis,
She's
and
a
then
busy woman here.
Rhode Island. So maybe I'll see you.
Oh,
Yeah.
Aren't we going to all?
well, we
Four?
might. We're still in the works. Possibly Fan Expo Chicago.
Oh
'cause
my
you
gosh.
I
he
love
has-
Chicago, though.
I know we
but
do
we
love,
want to go to Toronto.
and she really would love to do the Toronto.
That's
it's
my
their,
second time in Toronto, but first time at a
a
Comic Con.
Comic-Con, and it's their
Ooh.
headquarters, I believe, for Fan Expo. So we heard
Yes.
that that's like their big to do.
Yeah.
That would be exciting. And
But
then
there are a lot
definitely-
for next year as well. So
That's awesome.
Yeah, we'll make up for lost time. It's all good. And what I love, I mean, how, if you think about it, I don't think I've seen you since 2024. It's
right.
Yeah.
2026. It's like no time has passed at all.
Wow. Wow.
You know what I mean? Like, how cool is that? And that's just sort of how it feels when I speak to everyone on the Hera chain, is that we're just, doesn't matter. Every time I see Sam Syndulla, same thing. It's like we pick up right where we left off. It's so cool. The only people I have that with are my cousins in Colorado. It doesn't matter how long it's been since I've seen them. The minute we're reconnected, we're just right back there. So I'm grateful for that, and I really can't wait to see all your cosplay. Oh my gosh.
Well, we were thinking of Vanessa recently when we were actually back in Fan Expo
Oh,
Philly.
yes, we were at Fan Expo Philly, and I wanted to get pickles.
Oh,
You know how
yes.
much we
And
love
I
those.
said, because I said to my parents, can we just get one and send it to Vanessa?
Yeah, I wish.
You.
No, okay, so after that week, all the wonderful pickles, thank you. I was on a mission. I called the place, what was the market where you got them
The
again?
Reading Terminal.
Oh, dude,
Reading
I was
Terminal
on the
Market.
phone with everyone there. I spoke to all kinds of people, and I was like, look, what's it gonna take? Like, you must send me all the pickles, and it was just not gonna happen. They didn't know what I was talking about. Like, I guess they're just not set up for like
That kind
cross
of
country shipment, or I mean, I know there's a really good, I think it's the pickle guy, I'm not sure, in the Lower East Side of Manhattan. Is that it? The pickle, there's something on the Lower East Side that's really good for pickles, but
There's so many, but it was funny because we went to the Reading Terminal Market, and who'd you surprise with pickles?
Brendan Wayne, the man.
oh, he's so cool. He's gonna be at
went-
Rebel ScumCon.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Mackenzie just went on a whim. She said, "You know what? I wanted to make sure that she passed on her love of pickles to
Yeah.
Brendan."
Yeah.
And he surprisingly,
we were there, and it was Dad and me, and I was talking to some of my Mando friends online, and we just went up to
The
the
handler.
handler, and we said, "Do you know if Brendan likes pickles?" And she told
she said,
that he has like a slice of pickle and cheese every time
before he goes to bed.
before he goes to bed.
No way, no wonder he's so cool.
Yeah, and then we're like, "How do you know that? You're like his friend?" And then she's like, "I'm his daughter." And we're like, "Oh."
Oh, okay, I didn't know.
That was his daughter.
Okay,
so-
then I did meet his daughter. That's who was, I think, at Fan Expo Anaheim. I couldn't believe it. He knew who I was. I was like, oh my gosh,
Well, I was going to say Mackenzie was mentioning that you had a connection of pickles, and
Yeah.
then he was like, "Oh my goodness, that's why I knew that he had a connection with you." So it must have been from that whole experience, Mackenzie. You channeled the pickles.
Thank you
Yeah,
thanks for the heads up. Thank you.
Yeah, and like the Pickle Story, how there's different Star Wars people or different Star
origin.
Wars actors have things in common. We're like all one big family.
You are a big
Yes.
fan.
And what made you fall in love with the galaxy far, far away? And why do you think these stories are so important for kids to hear?
Well, that's also another great question. I fell in love with it at the time because I can tell you now, when I watched Luke Skywalker answer the call to be a hero in his own life, that made me want to be a hero in my life. And later I discovered that there's an incredibly smart person, Joseph Campbell, who studied myths and the hero's journey, and all of those elements are in each and every one of the films. And so I feel that in terms of storytelling and in terms of spiritual growth or human experience, that each one of the films takes us through that decision and everything that befalls them following that, and all the way up to episode 6, where we see Luke sort of offer his father to turn from the dark side. I mean, if that isn't the ultimate, he could be mad at his dad, and he isn't. He offers him mercy in that moment. And I feel like, how many times have you been so angry? And people say, do you want to be happy or do you want to be right? And sometimes it's like, you know what, I'd rather be right, thank you. But other times, giving people grace, giving people space to have their own experience and come to self-maturation at their own speed. I feel like that's something that if you give kids a heads up about sort of the light side and the dark side of the human experience and the consequences of choices on either side, you know, as we watched Anakin sort of turn to the dark side, we feel that. I don't know if you've seen that video of that little girl who was crying when Anakin chose to do that. We care. It matters. It matters what choices we make. And so, you know, by extension, I think when we teach children that, there's no wonder that they have Star Wars in the classroom, that they want to teach kids these very valuable lessons about the choices that we have. And sometimes we play small because we don't want to bother anybody, but we don't do anyone any favors by playing small. But by playing big, and like I said earlier, you know, finding our voice and owning our power, which is what I see you doing literally in real time, that when we do that, we give other people permission to do the same thing, and it matters, and it's worth it. And that's why it's not just a podcast, it's a movement. And that's how I feel about Star Wars. Star Wars is not just a series of films. It's something that's so sacred and intrinsic and a part of everyone's growth that it's not only vital and necessary, it's sacred, it's soul food. And I think it's lasted for as long as it has because of all that. And I'm just grateful that it brought us together. And we've only just begun. We haven't even begun to do half the fun things we're going to do, you know? So how could one story and one guy deciding to study with Yoda and look where his life took him in terms of trusting his gut and you know, destroying the Death Star and all that befell everybody, and, you know, going back to Rebels on the backs of Hera and all the sort of people in the Rebel Alliance, what we saw in that first film, or episode 4, A New Hope, what we saw was Princess Leia saying, you know, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope, and giving that information to R2-D2. That information was acquired on the backs of everyone you met in Star Wars Rebels. So it matters, and that's why I think it's important to teach kids, and that's why I fell in love with it.
You know, as an educator, as a parent, these stories, they really bring to light the conflicts that are ever present. And it gives us an opportunity to have conversations. So that's why I think we were so supportive of this idea. Your mission is to bring more families, more children to understand Star Wars and to talk to the people behind this, who are the ones who are in the forefront, people from behind the scenes, and what these stories really mean and how they can help us understand life's, you know, ever changing and ever evolving conflict that we are present with. So I think that that's what resonates so much with us, you know, and it's touching to hear that it means so much to you.
Absolutely. Yes. And thank you for being an educator, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's the most important job in the world, truly.
Yeah, my 4th grade teacher was a big Star Wars fan. And so on May the 5th, we had a party.
Because the 4th was a Sunday.
Yes,
that
and
year.
she actually had like she printed out on a paper a little sombrero, and she taped it onto she had like cardboard, like big
cutouts of Anakin.
Cutouts of like characters of Star Wars, and the backdrops, and I was like full out costume and ready. I was like in a Padawan outfit with like
she was a Twi'lek, a blue Twi'lek.
Perfect.
And she was living her dream because yes,
it's another day of cosplay life.
I love it. That's awesome.
And
that's
again,
so great.
How she wears it on her heart, and everyone knows Mackenzie is the Star Wars fanatic, right? Yep. And that was just a wonderful experience. You know, we want to thank you because I know that your time is precious and you're running around, but you said about all these different places that you're off to and all that you're doing behind the scenes. So we just want to take a moment again to thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to make time for Mackenzie. And a lot of people, they see her now interviewing the biggest names in Star Wars, right? And they wouldn't believe that Mackenzie was actually a speech kid growing up. And to think that now she is confidently interviewing people, that she has her own podcast, that this is something that I never would have dreamed when you were younger, and you're just defeating the odds here.
We used to do charades because when I said like bull, they didn't know. I'm like,
she would like, they use charades to be like, I'm a bull, and now to think that we're doing this, and it's really because of people like yourself who have supported Mackenzie. You've spoken about seeing her journey, and this means so much to us that you have taken the time to chat. And
absolutely, many more to come. And thank you for listening to Pot of Rebellion, and thank you for your incredibly thoughtful and insightful questions. Thank you for questing and making a difference. It's truly wonderful to witness. So thank you, and I love you, and may the force be with you always.
That's Vanessa's closing, right? For hers. And you're going to say, what do you have? Any last words for you, Mackenzie?
Well, follow and subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you are listening to podcasts. Leave us a comment to let us know you enjoyed the episode. Please tell all of your Star Wars fans about Macsrebo podcast. Now this is Macsrebo signing off in Galaxy far, far away.